The upper room, yeah.
Back. He even said I kind of missed him.
Oh, he getting sensitive.
Let me finish until they got here.
You about to give him a hug, a shoulder hug? You about to give him a shoulder hug?
Until they got here. But no,
it's been what, 5-6 months, huh?
That's been about
March,
3.
April, May. Bro,
5.
March, April, May, June, July.
Yeah.
5 months.
About 4,
Wow.
4.5, 5 months, somewhere in there. But again, so let's go ahead and tackle this this subject. Social media and its impact, good or bad.
Can I go ahead and get a little statement on it?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know this is fun.
I'm usually first leg, but go right ahead.
All right, social media, here we go. Social media can be very influential to our society, both positive and negative ways. It gives people a way to stay in touch with people who you live with or far away, family and friends. It lets people share fun, interesting, informative content. It gives businesses a ways to engage with customers, as well as athletes, to schools, colleges, and coaches. But it can be a positive and it can be a negative.
Obviously, yeah. Anybody could be a star overnight.
And you know one thing, me and my wife, what I normally do with social media, and you hear this all the time, like you can be the bigger person on the other side, but you can be whoever you want. Sometimes I may post, and one of my relatives asked me, like, y'all just came from out of town. I may post that I was in Belize, but right here in Texas. I may post that I'm in California. Because on social media, you can be wherever you want and be whoever you want.
You sure right. It's full of lies. Lies on top of lies. But, social media, like I say, it's even when it comes to the pros and cons. With anything, man, you can find somebody's going to manipulate it to do harm, to do bad with it. But I think we've taken the social media, we've used this platform for a positive, for something positive as far as getting our message out, weekly, monthly, and of course we're not the only ones, but that's the good thing, and it don't cost us anything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, anybody can get on and speak your piece, say your truth, put your message out there, whatever your message is. But to me, that's one of the good things. Helps you keep in touch with people that you would probably never see.
Right. I haven't seen in a long time.
It's made the world closer.
And then not only that, it helps you. It helps you interact with different cultures too.
Yeah.
Because you can be talking to somebody from overseas, a different country, because they probably want to learn about what's going on in your country, as well as you probably be interested in what's going on in their country as well.
Right. Now, you also have your internet social media thugs that I've really come into contact with, especially after the protesting. Things that they would not say in person, they hide behind the keyboard. But again, it goes back to what you were saying. You can be anybody you want to be. You can really be somebody. If you want to be a thug, you can be that thug right behind that. But again, there's a chance that you want to meet somebody out in public, and that tone changes, don't it?
Man, and it's interesting you say that, Legend. Like one of my pros was messaging on social media site can lead to face-to-face interactions, which plans are made via the site. Meaning whatever plans or whatever you said on that site, you're going to have to answer to that when you see me. Yeah. And then another thing that you hit on, some of our friends, we wouldn't have never known their views or how they responded to certain things until we seen it on social media, which the King tried to invite a couple of those guys that we went to school with or grew up with, but the interaction they didn't want to have, because now you have to answer to what you post. Yeah, even though it's your opinion, and I can respect that, and I still respect you, but I wouldn't have never known that you was like that.
Social media, the internet, texting, it all provides that protection for you. You can throw that rock and then go and run and hide behind, the technology, the computer or whatever. But you know, man, the thing that we do have to watch though is because I think we do have an idea, but unconsciously we are really becoming almost 90 to 100% dependent on technology, man. And
well, you know, that's
a danger.
But that's the direction we're going in. Like we was talking about earlier. Now you going to virtual schooling.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get to a situation where everything's going to be on social media. You look at jobs now. A lot of these news reporters, they saying that not necessarily happy about the COVID, but it's giving them a lot of time to spend with their family because now they building a studio within their home and just doing news in their home and don't have to go out into the street or go onto a scene where it was a wreck or whatever the case may be.
And that's the negative. See, I know you say it's a positive, but it's also a negative too, man. And I look at it from a standpoint, just look at how we dealt with the online, the homeschooling situation in the spring. Now, I'm not a fortune teller, I can't tell the future, but I feel like the powers that be probably looked at that and looked at, you know what, we can cut this educational budget in half and make them all go online, you know, or replace teachers, since teachers don't want to go to work because of a little COVID issue, put some robots in there. I mean, this is not out of the ordinary, man. I can actually see this COVID thing. It has been a blessing in some situations, but man, it's really opened up some things with technology that you better be on point, man, and stay on point on what's going on in the world. Because right now, man, we in the face, things are moving quickly.
Oh yeah.
But the government has they foreseen this 15, 20 years ago. Remember, they are always 15, 20 years ahead of us. So this right here, in which again, I know I'm going off on the tangent, getting off topic, but you cannot tell me COVID-19 was not planned. This was planned for other things, and that's probably for another show. I don't really want to go there and be over people's head, but I have my own conspiracies about why this is happening. But
you're probably right though, Legend, because the thing is now with the social media, they can take over that. They can take over the news. Now it's limited access to news because, like you said, now that's the negative because they're not going out because now they're keeping people from going out to scenes, going out to do interviews because you're doing it in the house. But who is your resource you're getting it from?
Right.
We want to see these people too, or we want to hear from these people as well. So you are right on that. And then the thing also, like with the cell phones, you know, they use the COVID out there, but now they're saying now we're going to put the tracking on your phones to see if you was in an area that was COVID infected or whatever the case may be.
Dude, they are literally studying this, man. Social media, everything that we do on our phone, on our laptops, on our computers or whatever, they're studying. They're studying our purchasing habits. They can go to our Instagram and Facebook page and go back 5 years and know everything about us. They'll know our likes, our dislikes, our family issues. They can study the pictures. They can tell, well, he probably broke up. They can study you, and they are. I'm not saying they can't. They are. They are doing it. Everything they do. When I look at this, when I look at my phone, they probably can. I know they can see me.
Their social media DNA.
Dude, man, and so you know, with COVID-19, man, they keep talking about the vaccines. And again, I guess I'm so tempted to talk about my conspiracies, man, but golly, man, this vaccine is coming out. We need to watch that, y'all. We need to watch it, man. They could be putting stuff in these vaccines, man, and you already know they're already giving out $2,000 for people to come and do a trial run.
Oh, not only that.
But guess who's gonna be in line? But guess who's gonna be in line for?
They want the African Americans to be in line.
It ain't no what. We're gonna be there because you're gonna have a level of ignorance that's
trying
gonna
to
be like,
find out if I have it or not.
Not even that. $2,000 mean a lot of money, man. $2,000, shit. You know how many pair of Jordans I can get with that? That's the point. That's the mentality of certain people. Probably 10. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like all this is planned. None of this is just by circumstance, man. Something that's just happened, man.
So you think with them being able to put that out, the social media networks is the abroad because now we can reach more people, the kids especially because they on their phone half of the time.
Half the time, bro.
So now we can go through Facebook, we can go through Instagram, we can go through whatever, Twitter, to get their attention. And then you saying with the money, people are so, especially, like my better half. She reads the news and everything on that phone.
Yeah.
She can tell you if they gonna do the check, when the check coming.
Right.
So you just thinking just one person. Now you're talking about thousands.
Go back 15 years ago. If you left your cell phone at home, would you go back and get it?
No, you wouldn't even worry about it.
Today, shit, you're gonna be late for work. I gotta get that cell phone.
Because that's your computer.
Because actually, my work is on my phone. Like, there's no way I could do without it, man. It is as important as my wallet, if not more important. I actually leave my wallet at home before that because I can still do transactions through.
I was about to say that because now your phone again is everything. Because my phone is my wallet as well.
Yeah, and we finna go cashless, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we finna go cashless.
Do you think that was one of about the coin shortage?
Oh yeah, bro, that's all part of the big plan, dude. We finna go cashless, man. And the excuse is, well, we don't want to exchange money because of COVID. COVID is the big excuse to make all these moves.
Direct change.
It's very similar to how they use Hurricane Ike to move out the people in the projects. Not that they predicted Ike to come, but believe me, plans were in place for something catastrophic to give them an excuse not to build those projects back up so we can go ahead and beautify and make our town a tourist, 100% tourist town. Same thing with this disease. But the thing about COVID-19, Bill Gates and all the rest, all the powers that be, they've been saw this 10, 15 years ago.
Wow.
He already has a patent on the vaccine, man.
Who?
Bill Gates.
Really?
But Trump has another vaccine that he's backing.
But they have a patent on COVID as well.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. But I don't know, man.
No, but you're right. You're hitting it right on the head, Les.
But the information, though, bro, is coming in like right then and there. We get all the information right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about, when did y'all find out about Kobe Bryant when he died? I know everybody remember where you was, but
it was on social media.
Social media, bro. It wasn't on NBC, CBS, CNN.
It was on social media first.
Social media, bro.
Yeah, my son called and told me, but he saw it on social media. I was actually driving.
And so, if you look at that, one of the, man, I'll tell you, man, we all know about the Kobe Bryant death, but something like that, to whereas I would say most of the world got that information from social media. What do you think it's going to be 5 years from now, man?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the power and the influence of technology and social media, man, in the world, not just this country. But I tell you, man, I knew whenever the king has a show for it. I want to share some of my conspiracies, man.
Conspiracies.
So you gonna put it on the king?
Yeah.
You want him to have the show?
Well, whatever he has, something we can go into. But I'm gonna let King take us away.
All right. With that being said, we're gonna step away and we are going to go to break. We will return shortly so we can let these guys continue to give you their take on social media, and when we come back, I'm gonna chime in a little bit. I'm gonna take it in a different direction. So with that being said, we're gonna step away.
Living life, no nature, motherfucker. Living life, I'm down on my knees, talking to God, asking him why he made life so hard.
All right, welcome to the Upper Room. I'm your host, King Cleve, along with my co-host, the legend that is Larry, and Zeke, the 5-foot freak.
What's up?
Man, y'all don't know how happy we are to be back.
In the studio.
In the studio.
In the studio.
In the studio. We had to check some temperatures before. Nah, I'm just joking. But no, seriously, we definitely wanted to get back together, and here we are. We actually, was that last week? We kind of got together and worked on. Was that last week?
A few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Like being in the studio.
Not the same. Not the same.
We all together.
Again, we have a very great show for you. You don't want to miss it. Hang around with us. Let's jump into our
Let's go and dig in.
Let's jump into our blitz.
Well, y'all know about Iron Mike.
Who's that?
Iron Mike Tyson.
Oh.
Not Michael Jordan. Definitely not Michael Jackson. R.I.P. But Mike Tyson, man. When this story first came out, that he was thinking about coming back, I really didn't like the idea because I want to keep that image of Mike being pretty much at the top of his game. Mike, man, I think we all fans of Mike Tyson, man. His story and everything, man. And to me, he's a champion. I don't care. So when I saw his first round of workouts, I think that was back in April or May, I was like, man, that's not looking good. Then I saw it again in June. I'm like, okay, it looked like he may be able to take out a couple of bums. Then I saw the one last week. Man, this guy looked like the Mike of the 80s and the 90s. I mean, this dude looks good, man. And I'm not saying he can take out Wilder and Fury.
Well, first
Joshua Anthony.
He's going against Roy Jones. So
he's going against Roy Jones, right? Okay. And I'm assuming they got a plan, though. They got to have because he can't take 5 years. And I'm assuming he's trying to get to the championship. I mean, he don't look like he's just trying to get a couple of exhibitions for a few dollars. It looked like he's trying to go after that title. The way he was working out, bro. And I'm like, okay, I see him I saw Roy Jones. Roy Jones looked like he working through some arthritis. He don't look good. I'm sorry, man.
And I think that's why that was chosen. And I really hope that they wouldn't do it because I think Roy gonna get hurt.
Bad.
Because what Roy relied upon and let's go ahead and say it, when Roy's at the top of his game, he was the best boxer in boxing. Not a huge Roy Jones fan, but I give credit what credit is due. But because everything that Roy did was technically wrong, but he was so quick, his athleticism, and his reflexes, and he doesn't possess that anymore.
He don't have that rooster speed no more.
Yeah, and so one thing Mike can still do is punch
with power,
and Roy don't have the best of chins. So
well, but the question is, we all are gladiator fans of Mike Tyson, but is his chin strong enough?
Oh yeah,
because when he had to stand toe to toe with somebody, when he had to stand toe to toe with somebody, he couldn't take them hits.
But at 54 years old, King, at 54 years old, man. I mean, like I say, physically, but can he take that same?
Listen, man. If you watch Mike, I don't think it was really so much that Mike got knocked out more than he quit. He just didn't want to box no more. You could just tell, man. I seen him get hit by some shots, and just, Mike has a chin. Which is another thing too, what you got to realize now, that the older you get, if you had to get out into a fight right now, would you rather fight somebody 40, or would you rather fight somebody that's 24?
I'm going with the 40.
Exactly. And normally, because the older guys get, they're more bothered by speed than power.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, a prime Roy Jones, that would have been a hell of a fight back in the day.
Because Jones going to move around that ring.
Exactly.
But he don't have that advantage now. I
think he gets hurt.
It's not a good fight.
Yeah, I think he gets hurt.
It's not a good fight for him.
I don't like it.
And my thing is too, like Mike, he's coming off as a nice guy, like it's just an exhibition. But we all know once he get in that ring, his animal will come out.
That switch gonna go off, man. So what are y'all chances? Okay, so let's go down 2 years from now. He beats Roy. Let's go ahead and knock that out. Then, if I'm his manager, I'm gonna give him a couple of bums to beat up on, because my whole thing is to try to build him up to face Wilder.
But
you don't think so?
It depends on what you call in bums, because it's going to be ranked fighters.
No. Mike, no.
Mike is already established. He don't need to be fighting ranked fighters.
But he been away for a long time. He's going to have to.
But people going to want to see Mike, though.
They're going to want to see him, but you don't want to see him fighting them guys. They too young, man. They, guys are prime. And not only that, you got to realize that Mike stands 5'10". Now you talking about him fighting the guys over a foot taller than him.
Wilder 6'6", that's 8 inches.
And so you know that what the plan is going to be is to keep him away, even at that age. Because let's be honest, Mike touching,
it can be a problem.
Yeah, you know, but
does he have a puncher's chance? I mean, George Foreman beat Michael Moore. Now Michael Moore is no Wilder, no Anthony Joshua, no Fury, but.
Yeah, of course Mike always has a puncher's chance.
I mean, you know.
But just landing that, man, these guys are young, they're going to be fresh, and then it's good as, let me tell you something. I remember the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, the build-up, and they was like, oh man, how fast Pacquiao looked. I say, man, anybody look good against a stationary bag. Yeah. This is not punching your back and it's not moving. So I think Roy Jones, I think that's a bad fight for Roy, and I think that Mike should leave it at that. Maybe him and Holyfield can get back in there.
Oh my God!
That's what I thought it was going to be at first.
Holyfield's workout video?
No.
Holyfield looks like he's trying to lose weight, and that's it. I mean, dude, it's horrible, man.
Well, what I'm just saying. So, I don't think he need to jump in there with them young lions, man. That's just me.
I don't think so either, but I'm just looking at that video, man.
He look impressive. I wouldn't want him hitting me.
No, I mean,
well, you know,
that animal's still in him, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know. Now you turn to a street fight him, so he still can, you know. But it is what it is. Zeke, what you got, baby?
Mine is more on the COVID-19. Should the kids go back to school, or should they be online? And the reason why I'm asking that is because it's still a lot of unanswered questions. What can happen in the school? What if a teacher get infected? What if a kid get infected? How you minimize the classroom to students? Because you know some schools saying they're going to do 10 kids to a class, 30 kids to a class, or whatever the case may be. But you know at these big 5A schools, you can't do that. So, and then what would happen if one of the teachers get infected? Do you quarantine all the kids that she teach throughout the day? What happened if the teacher dies?
This is a suicide mission, man. I'm gonna just call it what it is. They don't care at the top. The White House don't care. It's political, and he's using this situation to get votes. He's trying to corner his base to make it look like everything is good. It's so important that these kids go to school just so it can look like everything is okay. It's set up for failure. There's no possible way that you can put teachers and students all together. Now look, these numbers where they're already bad.
Right.
This is before the kids get to school.
And then my question is, okay, I know it's a lot of unanswered questions in a lot of schools having Zoom meetings, and the parents, y'all need to tune in to whatever your school is doing, and you need to ask these questions. So when the kids enter into school, will the temperatures be checked?
Yeah, supposedly.
Is this an everyday thing?
Supposedly.
Okay, will they be checked when they go to class, when they go to lunch, in between class?
How about substitutes, Otis? See, there's so many nuances and so many little details that the government, the districts, the state of Texas, or whatever, they're not thinking about. They're only just thinking about trying to, because you know, Abbott, that's Dr. Evil's boy. So yeah, he's just gonna go right in line, and I'm hoping that he's learning his lesson. He eventually, finally making everybody wear masks. He should have been done that. And now Dr. Evil's making people wear. But I'm going off on a tangent.
And like, not to cut you off.
But you did. Go ahead.
But then you said the mask. You know, I was listening to one of our close friends, Shanika Grant show, and one of her listeners said, okay, with the mask, now you're telling kids to wear a mask for 8 hours a day, and a lot of them not even practicing doing that.
Yeah.
So you know in the classroom setting, they're going to take it off. Then with the social distancing, if I see you and haven't seen you all summer, what's the first thing I'm going to do? What's up, legend? Giving you dab. So now do you send that kid home because they violated social distancing?
Can you imagine the level of classroom management that it's going to take just to keep the kids safe? You only got, on an average class, 45 to 50 minutes.
So we have 2 teachers in the class, or it'll still be 1?
2 teachers, man. We got to have social distancing. You ain't finna have 25 kids in that classroom. That's another issue. They're going to be spread out. Probably at max, maybe 10. That means you need more teachers. Where are more teachers going to come from? The funding is already down. I mean, dude, it's so much. They got to spend millions on bringing in the thermometers, all the gloves,
Hand sanitizer.
face masks. I mean, like, dude, again, we should have waited to January. Give this whole semester, because again, Texas is one of the big three of the states that's in
the hot area now.
Exactly. So
and then what about the kids that go to the restroom where they conjugate at?
You gotta have teachers to monitor that. Well, what teachers are you gonna have doing that?
And then, if you get into the sports, we know the NBA, the WNBA, that's a bigger entity. So they can put them in a little bubble and say, we're gonna put you in a bubble. You can't go outside the bubble. If you do, we quarantine you. For as sports, what we're gonna do with that is every game week you test the kids, because we can't put them in a bubble. They ain't gonna put them in a hotel. So how we do that?
I haven't even gotten to sports, man. I have no idea.
I know one of the things in my daughter's district was proposed early on was for them to go to school Monday and Tuesday, then off Wednesday and sanitize it, the school, which made no sense because that needs to be done every day, I would think. It's just weird. So now they're offering, well, maybe you can go to school a couple of days, you can go to school, or you can stay out this semester or stay out the whole year. So, I mean, we're going to more than likely keep.
Okay. So this is what Pearland is doing. Pearland is going to start off the year, they're going to have a hybrid schedule. They're going to have an option for the parents. They can either do homeschooling, the virtual learning, or have in-class. Only 25%, no, that's wrong. Let me take it. 25% of the enrollment of the schools will not be allowed, they're going to school. They're going to go like from A through G or something. If your last name is A through G, you're going to school. The rest of them got to stay home. Now, if I'm a parent and I actually want my kid to go to school, or I'm a parent and I want my kid to stay home, I don't have a choice in that. And this is the situation that's happening in Pearland. There's another district that's doing it similar to Pearland too. And so my thing is, the point I'm making is that we need a unified way of doing things. You got different districts doing different things. You got parents that's working. Okay, they need some consistency. Mm-hmm. There's no consistency nowhere. Everything, we're all guinea pigs. This is all petri dish type stuff. It's all, let's just see how it goes. And lives are on the line. Your health is on the line. I mean, like, at minimum, I don't want to be sick for 10 days. I just don't, man. I've seen images of these people, man. Man, I mean, like, they riding out their wheels, man. You got the preachers there, like, just automatically, like, everybody just assuming that, man, you're probably
gone, you're done.
Dude, it's real for me, man, because again, I'm a PE teacher. I'm trying to figure out how that's gonna work, man. I mean, because I average like 50 to 60 kids.
And then how they gonna do with the transportation? Do you have an aide on the bus?
Okay, this one I heard. One kid per seat.
Well, how's that gonna work?
You need more buses now, and you need more drivers.
Well, I think the big issue on that is y'all are probably looking at the older kids. You're probably looking at junior high and high school, but none of that's gonna work for these little kids.
Right.
Again, that's even worse, because even now, we talked to my daughter and stuff about, but as soon as she see other kids outside, she won't go outside for that.
Right. Exactly.
How are you gonna keep
run up to them? You want to go see your friends? You haven't seen them in a long time.
Elementary kids.
Yeah.
So then, if you break the social distancing, and I'm talking more middle school and high school, you give them a warning, or you got to go home? Because you're giving them a warning, they already broke the social distance. So what makes you think they ain't going to do it on the first, second, or third
So
school?
You're saying the level of consequence needs to be the same as, okay,
There ain't no three strikes.
Right. So
it's one and done.
It's one and done.
One and done. And then what about the kids that make the assumption like, man, I may have COVID. You made that statement, I got to hold you true to that. Same thing like if a kid say, I got a gun. They don't say, are you serious? You go right to the office, or they call the police department.
So check this out. GISD, in my opinion, they won. I think GISD has the best plan, in the whole Houston area. I mean, I haven't checked out every district, but I think they have the best plan. I mean, we're not doing anything to the 18th. I think it's awesome. Okay, but I'm just going back to Pearland because I do have some insight about Pearland. So if you have symptoms of a cold, you got to go home for 10 days. I didn't say COVID-19.
No fever, huh?
You have symptoms,
runny nose,
cold,
sneezing, cough,
going home. Okay, you got to take a test to come back. If you end up having COVID, obviously, yeah, you're gonna be gone for 14 days. You got to take 2 COVID tests.
All right, now hold on. Let's say you do have that. What about the kids that you just been around?
Exactly. They ain't gotten to that point. They didn't even answer that because I've been around almost 100, 150 kids all day. But I had the symptoms that I gotta go. What about the kids? I'm not saying they don't have it, a rule for that, but I haven't heard it. But again, this is what we're discussing in a matter of 17 minutes, man. Like, and I'm pretty sure there's like 100 more situations and issues that's not even being addressed because it's impossible to address it.
And you calculate that in 17 minutes?
No, we have. I'm just saying.
But you know the exact same. You know the exact time.
Because I'm looking at the 18 minutes and 11 seconds.
All right.
And if I had a watch, big brother.
The black-owned business boom. I guess you want to say. So, you know, right now we're blowing them up. I mean, and it's just, you know, some of them are having to close down because they're running out of, you know, food and whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, it's still
black-owned business boom. I hear you.
Well, but
post-protest black.
There we go. It ain't over.
It's a lot of energy.
Yeah, it ain't over. Got to keep it going. Right. But anyway, so but even then, now you're starting to see some bickering. Some warranted, some not. You know, some people are complaining about the prices. And some of the prices are, you know, a bit high. You know, I seen where somebody posted that they bought like a chopped beef sandwich, some beans, a coleslaw, and a drink, and it was like $20-something. Yeah, that's ridiculous. But we also have to realize that these aren't franchises, so they're not going to be able to get, you know, their product at that price.
Right.
Now, one of the things that I can attest, because I've seen it firsthand, as owners of black businesses, we have to be more professional. And I've been in some places where that is just totally out of the, you know, and it's not, I mean, it is. It's just, well, we were just kind of discussing one earlier, indirectly, not knowing that that's what we were doing, talking about something that happened back when, but that goes on at many places. So, I mean, we have to make some changes.
I could deal with the high prices because I've been to many restaurants, you know, owned by other persuasions.
You know, say 48.
Exactly.
Our restaurant.
It's your restaurant.
But the problem, it's a struggle for me to deal with bad
customer service.
It's just the unnecessary attitudes, man. Well, why? And I just dealt with that. I went to Popeyes last night, man. This lady, man, I swear, man, we must have had some type of relationship in another lifetime because she just looked me up and down. She was like, yes. And I was just like
you're in the wrong because you want service.
I don't know this girl, man. I'm like, I'm going to get, you know, number 3. What drink? And that was her, and I'm like, okay, man. You know, I was like, man, just give me a Sprite. And then at that point.
Was you in the drive-in?
Huh?
Drive-through, right?
No.
Oh, so she saw you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you might have turned her down before.
So you probably
you
probably ain't even want the Sprite. You just settled for the Sprite.
Dude, I was just like, because at that point I'm like, stay in control, Murph. I was talking myself down, like, you know, like don't do that, man.
She may have went to school with you. You probably didn't show her.
That's what's wrong with this kid. You probably
probably show her no interest.
That's
you know,
that's how we're gonna rock this.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's what's hot in the street.
You do have some people who hold grudges because like the popular kids.
And you was popular.
Yeah.
Laying it on real thick now, Frank.
Well, I was gonna go over there.
I mean,
Yeah.
That was a homecoming king,
Mr.
yeah.
Popularity.
How did I get involved
Well,
in this?
Mr. Class favorite every single year.
So,
Please.
you know, that's why with that type of thing, you know, I was glad that I kind of stayed in the shadows.
Whatever, Wes.
Okay, with that being said, we're
dark man.
going to go to break.
The dark man.
We're going to go get ready to go to break. And when we come back, we have a pretty good show lined up. The topic that we're going to be talking about is everywhere. You can't hide from it. It's all over. So, but with that being said, we're going to step away, and we will be right back.
We was broke in the hood, so we did what we had to do. Had to run up that bag, had to bust some niggas too. Gotta make it in rap, I'm trapping and robbing dudes. On the block with that Yoda, I gotta make some
liking. So right now we have to
I take that. I probably shouldn't have said nothing about Dr. Evil.
well, no, it could be more on me. I don't know, but you know. But if you want to take that problem, you take that problem.
I'm proud of it.
Okay.
And I'll say it again.
Okay.
I just won't say it again on this show.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, it is what it is, man. Anyway, social media, the good and the bad. I think social media is I mean, like you say, you can reach people who you haven't reached, and it makes it easier because you know, a lot of people don't like to actually pick up the phone and talk anymore.
And that's crazy, man.
Well,
you can control the length of the conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like doing all that talking.
Yeah, so but you know, with me, that's I'm a phone guy. I even know now. My mom texts me like, I call her, and she won't even answer the phone. Then she text me back. Yeah. So, but then she will call me back a little later. But now there are some instances that social media does get people jammed up. We had to touch on it. We had to touch on it, and I know someone who and it's really is social media, but then it's technology, all in the same. That like with the Apple, okay, I've switched over to everything Apple. Well, my computer, my desktop, which anyone in the house can use. Well, my laptop and stuff too, because it all has the same password. I don't do all that. Same with my iPad and my phone. Well, what it does is anything text that you send to me on my phone can be seen on all these different devices. And I do know of someone who that happened with them, and the wrong text got to the wrong person. And he has some issues, but and then you get to the point where you don't really even have to be doing anything. You can just be, I guess, in the wrong place, wrong time, and the wrong person send you the wrong type of message. Nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it.
But how you respond?
Well, the thing is,
if you don't respond.
No, because the thing is, let's just say I get a text, and I'm not expecting this text, but my wife so-called have my phone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, why is such and such texting you?
Right.
So me being me,
right,
I'm gonna be on the defense. Like, why are you accusing me of something?
Well, we're not saying text. Let's do instant message, because we got to use.
Okay, social media, but it's still social media. But and then the thing is with iPhones, these things y'all use, it's giving location.
You can turn your location on.
Huh?
That's a lot of pre-planning that I'm not going to do.
Well, I'm just saying, you can turn your location off.
You really got to be
That's a lot of pre-planning.
to remember to turn off the location.
No, I'm just saying, you can turn your location.
I'm just going to be busted.
And then, what does y'all have? Find me and all that type of crap?
Which, I mean, you know, a lot of that, you know, works because what if you misplace your phone? Like, it's been several times I've been at work and I'll be like, God damn, did I have my watch on? Did it fall off?
Right.
And I get on there and then I see it's at home. So, I mean, you know, so that part of it works. But I'm just saying about when you get unwarranted or unwanted attention, and then you have issue. Or let's just say that, you know, you just kind of flipping through the pages on Instagram or something, you know, you happen to like a picture or something.
No.
All right, I'm just saying, but you know, I think
that's the number one cause of arguments right
there.
Right there. Liking
like what you see?
a picture. Because you got to answer a whole bunch of questions.
Did you like what you see?
Especially if she's underdressed. That's obviously like...
What is underdressed?
Bikini.
But
she's wearing an outfit.
They probably, a bikini, I mean, that should be...
She's turned backwards. You know how women like to put their butt out and these little poses. Right.
But she at the beach.
Huh?
She at the beach.
Why you liking it?
But
Be looking at the water in the waves.
Why'd you like it?
But underdressed now, I mean, hell, you can just see that at the store now.
Well, true that. But the point is, you put that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying how it can lead to stuff.
Because you like it. Other people in the social media world probably seen that you liked it.
You like that.
And then now her friends or his friends
And
is
I
questioning.
guarantee you there's a percentage of women that throw that bait out there to see who's going to like it.
Well, but my thing is, why does it have to,
purposely,
when you like a picture, why does Instagram show everybody that you like the picture?
Because they're messy.
That's what it is. Social media is
They're
messy.
messy, man.
Instagram messy.
They're messy, bro. What's a good reason for that? Well, think about it. What's a good
why
reason?
Why everybody gotta know that you like that picture?
Why would I care to remember who I like? That ain't.
And you probably don't even remember.
I don't remember,
Just
man.
scroll through.
Yeah, and they hit it. You know, but you can unlike though. I mean, you know, if it's a mistake, I think you can click on.
So,
you know,
but does it show you?
Let me check backstage. Can you do that? Can you,
But does it still show that you liked it in the beginning? Okay. All right.
Because there's some mistakes where you just scrolling through, man. You may just hit on accident, man.
So do you hit the like to let that person know you like it and then you unlike it?
No, because they're not gonna see it if you hurry up and unlike it, unless they just right there and they see it happen.
Oh, okay.
But to me, when you like it, and then look, man, people ain't stupid, man. People put stuff out there to get a certain type of attention from certain people, and bam, the only thing you got to do is hit like, and that opens the door. It opens the door.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just like, you know, Facebook, okay? You know, since we started the show, we kind of had the discussion, you know, amongst us, and I created a Facebook page. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, now, you know, I find myself being tagged in unwanted.
And they feel like your views is what this person's views are, or you. Oh yeah, man, go ahead, bro.
You know, and so I had a good friend of ours. Now, I know he watching, so you know I'm talking about you. Tagged me into something and said Cleve back in the day. Now, I didn't watch the video, but I just looked at some of the comments. So and then I had somebody call me and told me, man, you seen what put on there? And I said, nah, I didn't look at it. And they were like, man, it was a video. Now, he was joking. Because we on a group text, and I was sending some stuff and say, oh, this is him back in the day. But I guess he couldn't fucking pull the video off of Facebook, so he just put it on Facebook for everybody to see. Now, it was a dude walking with a chick, and I guess his girlfriend comes up while he's with the chick. And I'm like, dude, so I call him and say, man, You know, even though I know it's a joke,
right.
You know, but
you
still.
don't know how other people would take it.
Yeah, so I mean,
I guess especially in the comments section, where people just kind of like forget about this man is married right now, and they going back in the day reminiscing and putting stuff out there, and like, wait a minute,
I went down the wrong pipe.
So okay, now let me ask you this. Then you can also find yourself getting in trouble. Let's say a comment is posted, and people already saw it, and then you delete it.
Oh, then you're really guilty. especially
then you really guilty.
Yeah, bro, because then you got to answer why'd you like it, and then why did you unlike it?
The comment.
So you don't win.
No, you really lose. It's best to keep it there and just be like, hey, you know, I just like the way she did her hair that day. No, it ain't gonna work.
I have maybe
Backstage.
I have maybe 5 people that if they post something or something, you know, whatever, and I see it, that I will make a reply to. And so
that's a good question.
Well,
do you reply?
Well, no, I'm just saying, you know, people post. So I'll say something, but it's not going to be nothing out that's remotely out of line. And then, so even then, 98% of the time it's going to be something the child posts, you know, Scooter, Mark, something like that.
Right.
You know, now sometimes people tag me and stuff, like the whole 20 versus 20 thing. You know, where they do 20 top best songs, and so we kind of got into, you know, the whole thing with I forgot what,
DMX.
Or that. So yeah, you know, I kind of go back and forth on that, but I'm, you know, I think somebody put on there one day, they had like Sanaa Lathan and Gabrielle Union.
Which one looked better?
Yeah.
That's safe.
It's safe. And I commented on that. I commented
It's the people that you know is the problem.
That's what it is.
You know,
So it's access.
Beyonce. Come on,
But you have some that they still get
up.
Yeah, they still get mad about that. Like, why you
You
looking
should,
at
but
that?
I guarantee you, they throw some dude up there. They gonna do the same
What's
thing.
the dude?
Man.
What's the dude now that they like?
The new guy. He ain't.
The dude from England. I don't know if he's still on now. Now look at that. Okay, well, I will.
What I was going to director say?
Alba.
You gonna handle that when you get there?
I'm not going to even worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it because I mean, if that's your fantasy, that's your fantasy.
It is what it is.
Just don't say the name when.
Right.
That's for Wednesday nights, man. See, you say that for Wednesday, 8 to 9:30. But
Idris Elba is supposed to be the new James Bond.
Yeah.
I mean, is it confirmed? I know they was going back and forth.
I don't know. Yeah, right now we don't know when they're gonna be able to make any more movies. Probably just be him on screen now.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
With the social media, the impact that it can have, do we all agree or do we disagree that it really can have an impact on elections?
Oh yeah.
Man, you know what?
Oh yeah, I think so.
This would've. Go ahead.
No, I think so. I think that.
Do you think it increased in voters' participation?
Not so much that. I think it's just it's trying to persuade votes. I think they put a lot of fake information or just like throw stuff out there that maybe, you know, Trump has said or Biden has said and they really didn't say it. And then obviously that's what Russia did in the last election. But there's a, you know, I believe there's a program out there or some organization out there that's doing that purposely to incite, you know, racial tension.
Mina says she ain't know that's how it works. She needs to start hitting the like button more.
Hey, like I always say on Me and Her show, I wish a lot of these exes would comment on the show to see if she's telling her side truthfully from what they would have to say.
From the female perspective?
No, from the guy's perspective.
From the guy's perspective?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you.
She be shooting my guys down. And I be trying to take up for them, but I can't if they don't call in and give their side of the
And
story.
ain't nobody finna put themselves in that grease.
Nah, man.
Nah.
So she can keep the grease hot, and they ain't gonna put the thigh in there.
Man, look, let me tell you something, man. The last thing you want to do is get on somewhere in front of hundreds of people and go back and forth with a woman. You lose that argument every time. They think faster, they talk fast.
I don't know, the legend, he think differently.
Men, no, I don't think differently. men don't even want to watch a movie that shows a situation that they may have been in the past that they have been forgiven for.
Yeah.
That right there, one of the most uncomfortable, awkward moments, dude. Or a situation that y'all may not have been in, but they want to know, what's your thoughts on it? What you think? And I know we didn't have some topics. Some topics here that I know has been uncomfortable in some households. And brothers just kind of plead the physics. Man, I'm telling you, bro. But man, but back to social media though, I think that it has created a comfortable environment for the introverts, the people that don't like to get out. I call myself an extroverted introvert. I'm a private person. And so I do. I'm on social media. I'm not saying a lot, but I check it out in my off time, man, just to kind of keep up what's going on, because again, it gives you some current information, things that happen right then and there, people talking about it.
Do you think with the social media and the impact that it has now that voting is going to end up going to that, and which is going to make the political race for presidential or your local
What you mean, like voting through technology?
Right.
Like, see,
it's going to make it even worse.
I don't think the Republicans are going to go for that, because that's
I think it fit them more.
No, because there's going to be there's more minorities. And so the fact that you give the minorities more of an opportunity to vote, that's why they're trying to suppress the vote right now, taking away all these voting polls, making it very difficult
because they won't vote.
Exactly. They want to limit the amount of people to go out and vote. So they're totally against that. I forgot who the politician was. She was actually pushing for that. And of course the Republicans are going to knock that down to where, that she was using COVID-19 as the excuse to be able to maybe vote online, and her thing was it's safer. Man, please. Republicans, man, was like, oh, hell no. They are not about to let that happen, man. But to me, it's a great idea. I think that the margin of error would be even smaller going online. You ain't got to deal with, again, people going to cheat, they're going to manipulate the situation. You got hackers, so there's really no way around that. But I can see it going that way. But not right now.
Yeah.
Because the people in power.
Well, they use it. You'll probably see more of them reaching out, campaigning through social media.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna see that, especially when you're trying to reach young people.
Oh yeah.
This is the way. Well, I don't even think really that a lot of young people use Facebook anymore. But I know it's YouTube and
Snapchat.
And all that other stuff like that.
Do we give Dr. Evil credit for doing his thing on Twitter? I mean, but he's such an idiot, he actually just shoots himself in the foot. But if he was a good president and using Twitter, he probably could get more younger votes. More, you know what I'm saying? He's just pretty much, he's an idiot, man. But I was really against him using social media. I'm like, shit, man, it's actually working for him. Yeah. To a certain degree.
And then his followers, they laughing, but they for it because he's probably one of the first presidents that's just so outspoken to say what he want to say, and I think that's why a lot of people for him. But we have Mr. Offit. He said watch The Great Hack, which is on Netflix. And he's one of the guys that I hope end up coming on the show because he's deeply into social media. But look, let me ask you another question. With social media, do you think it's going to end up taking over the television networks?
Ooh, that's a good one, Freak. That's a good one, man. Right now, if Comcast don't get their act together, man.
You just going to call them out like that?
Yeah, man, shine on them people, man. Look at it. if I'm on their radar, I'm doing something good.
You doing something good?
If the legend is on Comcast radar, hey, I'm on.
Well, let's talk about it.
But no, I could, because you got all these other little.
Hey, that's our audio guy.
But I mean,
hey, I like that.
we good?
Yeah.
Get your mic.
Hello.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. We still on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, repeat that.
I was like, because you was talking, you chimed in Comcast.
Yeah. So
Double C.
Comcast, but there's other like different type of little programs you can get into as far as getting your cable, and it's real cheaper. You know, like I can't think
Ping.
of any of them. What is one? Ping. Yeah, and I mean, but there's several of them where you can you're able to access all pretty much the same channels. More channels through the internet, and I just see that. And Comcast is just, man, I don't know why they're not thinking, man. They're not looking at the future. Their prices are just ridiculously high.
But what they're gonna do is raise up your internet. You know, once you cut the cable, you'll see the jump in that price.
And then I don't understand like why they say it's cheaper if you go ahead and get the landline phone when nobody's using landline phones.
I got a landline phone.
Well, you one of the few.
Why you got a landline phone?
Just, you know.
Because it came with the package deal.
Yeah.
And they probably told him if you do this, it'll be cheaper if you get the landline. But why?
Yeah. I guess when it goes down, when the revolution begins, he'll still be able to use his phone. Because they're going to cut communication. Remember them 2 days in the past 6 months? They just shut down T-Mobile, Sprint. Remember that day?
Right.
Yeah.
But if you had your landline.
You think that was an accident?
But if you had your landline.
Landline, yeah. He's going to still be able to communicate.
But who are you going to call?
You know, he better call the essential people that he needs to call. I mean, because they got landlines, you know, emergency, whoever. But that's just kind of like, you got to do some forward thinking. Those 2 events, that was a practice run, bro.
Legend, do you have a landline?
No, I ain't got one. But the fact that y'all brought it up, it is something to think about, man.
Also, social media gives people outlets to be what they aren't. It lets them be somebody totally different. And like kind of like when you were saying, you could say that, oh, I was in Italy last week or whatever. And so, like, take for instance, like someone like me, for instance, like if I wasn't off the market, because I'm not a big see her, chase her down type dude. So you give guys behind the camera courage. You know, I can shoot my shot, nobody else gonna know.
Right.
Unless you put your own blast.
Screenshot it and put it out there.
But most times, you know, and that's just, you know. But then you get the girl that was the ugly duckling, and now it's, you know, look at me.
Mike Jones.
This is what it was back then. It wasn't woman.
Nah, she had all up on her.
You know anything like that?
Nah.
I'm just asking, man. Just asking.
I don't know. I think girls, for the most part, girls that are ugly, they don't think they're ugly. And it's just, you know, I think they...
So there's a possibility that they are ugly?
No, they aren't ugly.
No, they're not, yeah. Some girls that are really ugly, I think a lot of them don't think that they're ugly. And I mean, to me, that's good.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, that's
if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody else gonna believe.
I think women carry a much higher level of confidence in themselves than men. They're a lot more secure with themselves when it comes to looks, body type, than men. Then again, I may be wrong on that.
And my thing is, and my thing is, and this is why I'm gonna say that you're wrong, Legend. I think the reason why they have more confidence because now they're gonna flaunt more to get a guy's attention. Like a female, and I'm not saying females are ugly, but let's say they just not attractive. So they'll put on the thong, the bikini.
That's gonna get
start
attention.
dancing.
Yeah,
So we ain't looking at the face.
Yeah.
We looking at the butt moving,
Yeah.
the titties, and how they pulling up the thong to get it a little more tight.
Think about what's the dude?
And they using social media for
Future. Now he on like his 15th baby.
15?
Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying, but he got a bunch of them.
He got a bunch, okay.
So now he in some kind of battle about child support with this girl, and you can look at her, tell her body is bought.
Okay.
Okay. And put it like this: if she pulled up to you next to a car, and y'all in a car, and all you can see is, you would probably
I'll keep going.
Yeah. Now if she walked by,
Right.
something totally different.
So she probably got him off of Instagram or in the club.
She good from afar, but far from good.
Yeah, well, that's a good one right there. But anyway, so he got caught up, in that situation. So now she got awarded some ungodly amount of money in child support. Do we know what it was? No.
No, we can look it up.
But yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it was just some crazy number, like $50,000 a month or something. I mean, it's crazy. So of course he was saying that she only need like $1,200 a month or something. But
no, that's come on.
I mean, but
they looking at what you making just off a concert.
That's average Joe right there.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's child support. It's not let me make sure that you stay in Chanel and red. And listen, that's why with the whole thing with 50 Cent, I understood exactly what he was saying. You got 18 years of child support. He even called it out. It was like $1.something million over those years. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you have a plan? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
So it's funny you going this way.
How much?
$53,000 a month.
I told you, $53,000. What child needs $53,000 a month? You got whole families live off that in a year.
So
probably their salary.
So since we're going here, since we took this route, I know this is probably an old story, but what's y'all take on Dwayne Wade's ex-wife? She's supposedly homeless. Now they had a settlement. She got $6 million.
$5 million.
$5? Okay. Now the issue is, should he go help her? Is he obligated to help her out?
That's not his responsibility. You got $6 million. So evidently you wasn't responsible to set up a CD or a bond for your child because you was worried more about yourself in the Chanel, the nice cars, wasn't paying the mortgage on the house or whatever the case may be, instead of buying the house where you own it, and then when you get on hard times you can sell the house. So by you off on your own, no, I'm not worried about you, but I'll take my son.
Exactly. So
okay. Let me speak on that. Now he got custody of the children. One of them a girl now.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got custody of the children.
So that little picture they had, I wonder what that little kid, it was somebody right beside her, it looked like a kid. So I just assumed, I didn't know.
No, I think that was her sitting down, that was somebody else holding the sign. Okay. So now let me go with this. This is how I say it. No, he's not obligated. But he is in a, and I'm not saying that she needs some lavish lifestyle, but he can get her an apartment or something for a couple hundred, $700, $800, however much they cost. Yeah. And so she won't, because that is the mother of his children. Not only that, he lived with them before he made it. So don't forget.
Okay, but King, we did forget. She got $6 million.
Yeah.
So he didn't forget.
Yeah, but
then not only that, even though if she's out there and she's not living, I haven't heard anything about what she worked.
Listen,
what is she doing?
This is the thing. We both know. We all know that in these situations, people get far more money. What it was, she had a janky ass lawyer. You think about all the money that this dude made. He only got custody of the children because they proved her to be
unfit,
mentally unstable. She has some mental issues. So that was part of the deal. But because now, if that wouldn't have happened, she would have took him to the cleaners, and we know that. 2 children, he would have gave up half of what he had.
But Master, we went through the same thing.
But and again, she was proven that she was supposedly on drugs. Let me ask you this. If the mother of your children was on the street, and this is legitimate, and I'm not saying that you have an obligation, but how do you think that makes that child feel? Knowing that you're in a position where we ain't talking about like no ordinary people like us.
Right.
But we talking about somebody who is a multi-millionaire. Not only that, and like I said, I have maybe I feel this because I have a strong distaste for Gabrielle Union, but that's a whole nother story. But you're a multi-millionaire. No, let's put you in a situation. Let's just say it's you're the child. How would you look at your father?
That he ain't helping my mom, and he let my mom be in a bum on the street. But King, I understand that, but this is my thing. How much do I have to help though? The woman went from $6 million, King. $6 million,
dude. We don't even know what happened with that money. And like I say, she mentally unstable. Somebody could have juked out her. I mean, you don't really know.
Now, let's say I put her in a nice, and like you said, let's say I'm well off. I ain't gonna put her in an apartment. I'll probably put her in a nice little condo. It may be a 2-bedroom condo, something that's paid off or whatever the case may be. From her disability, she may, I don't know if she on drugs or whatever, but let's just say she let that go down the drain. So now I put her in a...
She bipolar or something.
But that's fine. I know that ain't fine, but she have an illness. But my thing is, once I put her in it, so are you gonna work? You want me to pay the utilities too?
Well, this is what me in that situation. Wow. Okay, $5 million is a lot of money. Okay. Well, let me ask the court, since she's unstable, to put in some kind of trust where that she gets a certain amount of money
every month.
Because you already know, man. Let's just be honest. When money's involved, and then if somebody weak, even when somebody's not weak, what happened? The vultures, they start circling.
Yeah.
You think this is a big issue because it hit on the social media?
It is.
Because if it was one of us three, nobody never noticed, and it wouldn't even be a conversation.
No, because we can't afford to take care of nobody. At least I know I can't.
King really painted a very good example, a good illustration, man. When you put the child in the equation, it changes. Now, if there's no children involved, no.
Yeah.
If we was just together and I ain't got no kids, hey man, that's on you. Yeah. I don't have that, but with the child, there's levels to that. You really are setting an example for your children doing what needs to be done as a man. Because you do want your sons to see, man, taking care of your mom. This is a pure act of unconditional love because you don't get nothing from this.
And how long do you do it though?
Well, it's not so much how long. I think there has to be some parameters, and like the King had mentioned, you put some parameters in. You just don't be throwing money because obviously she got some issues with it. So I'm gonna help you, but you're gonna do it my way. You want to do it my way. Now, if you can't do it with these parameters, then no. I can't help you. But yeah, I mean, and that's why I have to be quiet, because I literally put myself in that situation, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not that type of person. I'm not vindictive. I don't have that. I'll talk noise, but no.
I don't think he's being vindictive. And then, like the King said, it can be a lot with his new wife too, because women can be evil as well. Like, I'm here, you did that already. $6 million. You did it $6 million.
True.
Yeah. Well, and then not only that, let's get into that. She did. I ain't gonna say steal him because he was a very willing participant in it, but she knew he was married when she went out.
I didn't know that.
She tried to act like they were separating her, and then so when they broke up,
separated.
He has another baby. he has 4 children. 1 with Gabrielle Union, 2 with the first wife, and then what they call it, a bonus baby, or on break baby, whatever.
Oh, in between.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So she doesn't even mention that child. You ever hear her talk, she talks about his 3 children. There are 3, and which burns me up, because that baby ain't having nothing. He ain't do nothing. No, she or whatever it is didn't do nothing to come here.
Yeah.
You know, if you got an issue, then you need to have it with Dwayne.
Right.
But,
I agree.
But anyway, let's get off of them, because they aren't my favorite people. Especially with that mess that he put the other day. Did you see that?
No, but I'll.
Well, with Nick Cannon, and then he jumped. Remember when Nick Cannon got in trouble?
Yeah, with the Jewish comment.
Well, Dwayne Wade jumps on that. Way to go, Nick. Keep leading. 20 minutes later, I recant that statement. I didn't fully know what was going on. You know how I feel about hate speech.
It's not a hate speech, man.
It is not.
He's just bringing out some facts that
He brought out history.
Exactly, man.
That's all he did. He brought out history.
And man, that's a whole nother topic, man.
Social media.
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter how you put it out, you can turn it. And then that's just like our boy with AB. Was it Anthony Brown, the receiver? Antonio Brown. Like, he posted a quote that's a legitimate quote, but they labeled him as saying that he don't like the Jews, or whatever the case may be.
Well,
that was Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson, yeah.
I think Nick Cannon thing, it was, again, I didn't take none of it as a shot at the Jews. He was just, from where I stand, he was just talking about how the black man is the original Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look here, I'm not about to debate with anybody, the religious scholars, but there is a lot of arrows pointing towards that, where the black man could possibly be and my thing is, regardless if it is or if it isn't, it's not a shot at the Jews. Mm-hmm. It's not, man. And boy, oh my God, man, everybody just got butthurt about it, and I hate that, but I'm glad that Nick Cannon stood by what he said, though. He didn't fold at all.
But then he came back and he apologized.
Yeah, but he did. So you can. What's up, Skywalker? What up, Kerry? But I mean, you can say that. I ain't gonna say he fold, but business is business, man. Yeah. He started losing a lot, and whether his apology was sincere or not, or whatever the case may be. And this is my thing. Once you said it, you said it. I don't care if you say I apologize. You own up to it.
But the disappointing thing, though, Brown, is that our people is the one we're bashing them just like everybody else, and that's what upsets me. Like, come on, man.
That guy 50, man. When you down, he gonna keep.
Well, I think that it wasn't what he said. He jumped on the result of him losing and shit. But they got beef. So he never said nothing about what Nick said was wrong. He just jumped on him because, they fired him from the show.
Yeah.
But
50 petty, man.
Oh
God,
man.
He can't wait, dog. He just swimming around waiting for somebody to slip up.
He's another one that takes social media to the max.
See, I'm living like I'm rich, but I hustle like I'm broke. I'm too hood for Hollywood, it's still noodles on the stove. Got a plug out in Cali who supply me with them bowls. Do this for my team, trying to take us to the Super Bowl. Treat
us petty with a capital.
And he get, and I like this. But some of the stuff, like with that,
he hit Will Smith.
Oh man, that was funny. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That one was funny.
Yeah.
Talking about the video that was made.
Right.
Oh no, the conversation between.
What the conversation?
The text. But why he let him blow him back out? He's gonna fuck you, 50.
Yeah, then you talking about. So what happened with you and Tupac?
Yeah. 50 messy, man.
But no, I'm talking about what's the girl? I keep gonna call her something else. The rapper from here.
Megan,
the one that just got shot. Did you see what he did with the whole boys in the hood? He put her face on Ricky running down the.
That's funny.
The alley.
Because I'm not a Megan Thee Stallion fan.
Well, but I mean, it's not funny. She got shot, dude. But
he got a foot. But
that's it? Yeah, man, she good.
I thought she got.
Wait, you know would have been a good one if he would have did 50. If you use this, I'm gonna come at you for my back. But you know would have been a good one if you would have used. from Harlem Night shot me in my pinky toe.
That would have been perfect, though.
But that was the thing, because she actually supposed to whoop the dude, right?
Right.
Because she like
drunk.
6 foot,
She
and
was
he like
drunk.
5'2".
Harlem Night would have been a perfect one.
She was drunk and he was flirting with somebody.
You better
got
bring
mad.
it. You better bring it.
She put her hands on him. He would have got that heat.
Oh, you want to shoot me in the pinky toe?
But hold on, how
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
did you get whooped by your guy?
And you ain't
shoot?
getting shot. You wouldn't got your heat for. Oh, I got something for you.
But again,
This can't get out.
but again, that's social media, because you can't hide from it. You see the one with the girls when she blew the car and knocked.
Oh, man.
It's always somebody filming, dude.
Yeah,
I don't care where you are. It is always.
Social media.
Hey, the internet wins every time, bro.
Every time.
You can't beat the internet, bro.
You can't.
They be winning, bro. And always have to second guess your morals, because I guarantee you 98% of people bust out laughing, then they be like, oh, damn, that's messed up. But it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. And so, but what it does, man, it makes you think twice now about more than, it's funny how we sit back and we talking about, man, these children stupid. He gonna post it on. But then you think, well, what would we have been doing?
We wouldn't have been so vigilant and so on point when we were young.
Well, what I'm saying, if we had the capabilities.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm talking about as far as being careful on what we do, as far as like putting stuff on social
Yeah, because
media.
you snitching on yourself.
Yeah. I think we would have been as reckless, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think we would have been
I can
reckless.
kind of.
Now and then, like you say, I don't know how much time we got for a break, but like,
Oh, we ain't got no breaks, bro.
We're going all the way through this.
so like you saying, you've been reckless and careless. A lot of these young guys don't understand that. They messing up scholarship opportunities, getting themselves arrested just because it's social media.
Right.
Like you're gonna post a video of you with weapons or drugs.
Right.
Like only your friends watching this, because your friends' who probably are legit saying, look what Zeke is doing, and he got marijuana.
It's the temptation of the convenience of social media to be able to do the things that, again, bro, if social media was around, not just us, all the way up to celebrities, professional athletes, man, people would not be looking at them people the same if social media was around back in the day. They was able to get away with a lot. And these kids are just not, we can judge them, but they're not mature enough to be able to handle something like this.
Well, that's just like people saying, how cops are now beating on us and doing this and doing that. They're not doing it, but it's been going on. But back then it just was. Not everybody had a camera,
and that's I guess that's the positive of having the social media, the cameras, the camera phones, but man, dude, I am glad that I was able to experience the social media era, but also too, none of the stuff back in the day during that idiot stage is recorded. I mean, it's pretty much
just
hearsay. You can deny it all day long. But today you can't deny none of that stuff. It's right there.
So just like that 1993 Bayou Classic, we still trying to find out what actually happened on that. Wish we had that on camera. We ain't gonna call no names.
Oh,
we ain't gonna call no names. You alright, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. Man.
Yeah, some cheap ass Miller Lights, but seriously, social media. It's kind of a door that swings both ways.
Both ways, bro. It's just enough.
You just gotta get out the way when it swings back.
Exactly, man. Hey, off subject. How do y'all feel about the NFAC, that new black? Well, I call them the new Black Panther group.
Oh, the ones that marched on.
Man. Yeah, they.
I'm all for it, but I wish they was in a lot more places, and I know you can't be everywhere at one time, because they just did a march in Dickinson.
Yeah.
And then, but all right, they just did a march in Dickinson, and then a lot of the homeowners around there, and I'm not going to say white or black, they was outside while kids was marching, protesting, and they had guns.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, social media was able to show all of that. I wish when they was outside with guns, people would have took their phones and exposed the ones that had the guns.
Yeah.
Because now you know in your neighborhood who are racist.
Who's who? Exactly.
Who's who.
Yeah.
That's what I should say. Now you know who's who.
But in defense of the NFAC that wasn't able to be there, like you were saying, they just got going. I have no doubt because they had an interview with the leader. I want to say his name is Grandmaster J or something like that.
It is.
Yeah, I was like, really? But I mean, the guy is very articulate. He's an ex-military guy. Most of them are ex-military too, and very articulate.
They want all of their kind. They don't want no the help from anybody else.
Yeah. But they're very intelligent. He's very intelligent, man. You could tell, man. He knows what he's talking about. But I do believe that as they grow, they will have satellite, groups established in certain regions. To whereas, like you're saying, they having a march or some type of protest, and bam, we have an issue. Bam, you can get the people from the Houston area to come and kind of support you. But I think it's a good thing, man. I do. Obviously, man, the other persuasion is comparing them to extremists, terrorists, and everything. I'm like, God, nobody says nothing about the claim. It's like, are you serious?
But we had this conversation the other day.
Right? Are you serious?
But you know what? But what I like about that group, when they went and marched on the national headquarters, supposedly of the KKK, and they telling you that they coming.
Yeah.
Why wasn't they there?
Who?
The KKK.
Oh.
Why didn't they come and say, yeah, y'all coming, we're going to be there too, but we on your ground.
Oh, yeah.
At your front door. Where y'all at?
I mean, they cowards.
Because they letting them know that we can be armed too. We ain't here for no violence. But what do you want to bring amongst us?
They cowards by nature though, man.
Yeah, because they don't have upper hand, man. It was easy when, they were the only ones that had the guns.
And we was turning the other cheek. Do we need to go there?
Nah.
I tell you, shit, we only got 10 minutes left, but to me, I'm proud of it. I mean, no group is perfect. That obviously they're not going to say all the correct things. He definitely not about to be politically correct, which our own Dr. Evil ain't never politically correct. But what I got from him in the interview yesterday, I mean, it's really about protecting the black people, empowering. He's partnering up with certain institutions and certain programs and certain groups to have certain programs for people, man. Building up the community. Any business that wants to come in that's not a black business, they have to contribute at least 50% to the community. And so he's actually, man, saying and doing some good things, man. But he got some weight behind him.
Yeah.
Much different than just we shall overcome. Again, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong. But hey, y'all already know the persuasion only respects strength. That's the reason why they got this country is through taking over and through strength and through stealing and through killing. Wow. And they only respect it if you bring the potential of, we can do it too.
Yeah, and that's why I don't understand why it's such a big issue when they say people going out and riding and doing this and that. I mean, that's what this country was built on, right? It was built on violence.
That's the reason why we got their attention.
Yeah.
Think about it if it would have been very peaceful. Let's just go back 2 months ago and let's say we did everything by the book. I mean, we did it the Martin Luther King way.
It still would have been killing, shooting.
We wouldn't have been no changes. We wouldn't have got no attention. They've changed some laws. There's some things that's happening, but I don't feel like, I think they would have looked at that and be like, oh, look at them,
But it's crazy that you speak on that. I was looking at my social media television channel, and I was watching the WNBA, and I love how they all came together for Breonna Taylor. They honored her before the games. They not out there doing the national anthem, and they not doing it. They ain't waiting till the anthem play and then walk off. They choosing not to come out there at all. Go ahead and play it, but we're not going to be out there. And then all the teams have her name on their jersey.
That's awesome.
So I think that's huge.
And it should be, man. Them dudes should be in jail. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's not even up for debate. You can't go and sit and say, well, no, you went to somebody's house who you weren't even looking for.
Right.
And you don't think that, you know, hell, I think he'd been less of a man if he wouldn't have tried to defend the house.
Right.
You know, how a woman gonna look at you, somebody come in there and kick in the door and smack y'all both up and you don't do nothing.
Right.
That's just like you in the house and somebody knocking at the door. You both look at each other like, I'm not going to answer the door.
Let me get you. And I have testament. I remember one night we were sleeping and evidently somebody didn't close the garage door good, and it blew open. And you know, I keep my alarm on, no entry, no delay. So once it do, man, I rolled out of there, hit that hammer so quick. She was like, God damn. You
gotta be ready though. You gotta be ready, man. You can't you actually gotta go through your head the steps on what if something goes down.
Right.
Because you only got seconds.
Yeah.
You only got seconds. I replay it in my head all the time. You can call it my emergency plan. Things go down in any situation, especially when you got your family, man. Because immediately they're gonna look to you.
Right.
And you can't be looking at them like, what are we gonna do?
Right.
It's going down. You know? So
But anyway, man, we got some people we need to thank.
Yes, we do. First off, I would like to say happy birthday to all our followers who had birthdays in the month of July, as well as from the beginning to the end. If y'all haven't got birthday shouts outs from us on Facebook, we apologize to that. We try to acknowledge y'all.
You know we do birthday shout outs.
Well, because I make sure they get them on our page where they get happy belated birthday or birthday, and that's something we haven't been doing, just to do that because they are our followers and they help support us. I want to give a shout out to Dana Nuttall. I think that's Nuttall. She's one of our followers and she a big fitness guru. She's trying to get voted to be on a fitness magazine. I don't know what the magazine is, but outside of that, I want to give a big shout out to Artifacts Films, Bench Bully and Busy Bee Cab Stand, Diversity Realty, Element 7 Salon, Era Venture Clothing, Fortray Photography, Kitty Campus Daycare, LC in the 30th Street Jazz Band, Maduro's Cigar Lounge, Jaquez, Chicken and Waffles, the best chicken on what side of the Mississippi?
Not on this side of the Beltway.
Oh, it went from Mississippi to the Beltway?
Yeah, he's getting a lot of competition, man. So I can't just give him that whole side of the country.
Okay, so now this side of the Beltway.
I give him the Gulf Coast.
Okay, Picture Perfect Photography, T. Napoli's Nutritional Chef, Tourist Player Association, C. Grant Enterprise.
Okay, while you're on the roll, give me a wrap up of what we discussed today.
Well, we kind of touched on social media and the pros and cons on social media. I'm all about social media because I think it's a great way that you can get information out. You can reach out to people. But the cons on it is it can get you in trouble because one thing about social media, once you put something out, you can't take it back because you don't know who may have screenshotted it. You don't know who may have taken a picture of it and who they sending it to and stuff like that. So you have to be careful of what you're putting out. Make sure it's good material. Make sure it's factual material. And with social media, you can be wherever you want to be and you can be wherever you want to be at.
Pleasure.
Man, you got to be very, very, careful when you're on social media. Use some discernment when you when you're going through the things that's being posted. Not everything's is facts, not everything's true. You really got to have some discernment, man. Use a little wisdom before you just jump on with something. Anybody could put anything on there and have a hidden agenda, man, and start a movement that's not even legit. It's not even real. It's not even true. And so I just think a lot of people are not so much guilty, but yeah, you do get caught up into stuff. I mean, it's just like barbershop or hair salon talk. People just stirring up rumors and mess, and all of a sudden it's real. It's easy to turn a lie into the truth on social media. So that's it.
All right. Before I go into that, I just want to say this: we apologize for the delay earlier. For some reason, the good people over at Facebook decided to freeze us out. But we found a way around it, and here we are. Sure, we'll be getting a couple of emails or whatever you have, your messages. But anyway, social media, I think, is again, like you say, it's good and it's bad. You can reach out, keep in touch with people that you normally wouldn't keep in touch with. You know, you don't want to talk to everybody every day, so you know you kind of see what he doing all right, good. I know he. I
didn't know I had 900 friends, but I mean,
I don't have even close to that. But I mean, but to me, just me personally, my personal opinion doesn't represent the opinion of the upper room. I just think that social media does more harm than good. When you look and you see people that couples sit in the house and he's on his phone, she's on her phone, there's no conversation going on. And you know, when you're doing stuff like that, man, it allows other entities to wiggle their way in there. And I know we all have our vices.
That's a good point.
I know we all have our vices, but it just seems like this thing is taking over. It has a mind of its own.
You don't put the effort into even trying to have a conversation. The moment it gets quiet, you immediately go to your phone. And I know I'm guilty of it.
Well, and I know how it is when I walk in there. I walked in the other day and I seen one from the door, one on the couch, one on the
they ain't watching television together, they ain't talking to each other.
Like the other one not even there.
Yeah.
You know, and
it consumes you.
Yeah, and it does, man. And I think that it's an even bigger reason for breakdown in communication. That, you know, so many households, relationships are going through now. But that's just my thought.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go, July the 28th, the Legend shows your show coming back on. Now listen to the Legend.
The protest is over. Now what? That's what we're talking about.
And I might need to call in on that.
Now what? What is the plan?
They took down a few statues.
Man, shit. Now what?
Okay.
So we'll be back July the 28th with Listening to the Legend, and August the 5th with Zeke Freaky Tales. And we have a good friend. Well, I guess he's like our brother, Mr. Muse. He had texted me and said, if you advertising foot lotion, let him know, because he tired of seeing our feet on the show.
Oh, that's what he doing?
Yeah.
He advertising foot lotion.
That's what he said, man. I just read the text.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one.
First of all, why is the camera that low, man?
Hey, I don't know. Look, I'm gonna let you read it yourself.
Well,
so you don't think I'm making this up?
I don't want to.
Because
I don't want to discuss his fetishes on that's something for Zeke Freaky Tales for him to call in.
Tune in on August.
It's not the proper platform.
No, he can call in and talk about his fetishes, you know, then. But with that being said, man, I thought it was a great show, and God bless.